Hey guys! Hey! Welcome back to another review. This is Dash L Rose. I'm back with another review. Now that we're done with Pixar and Lucasfilm and all that, I am now going to be moving on to Sony Pictures and DreamWorks. That's right, I'm going to be reviewing both Sony Pictures and DreamWorks movies. I'm going to be reviewing both companies and try to do them both in 1 week. The reason why I'm pushing them together in 1 week like this is because I would like to get to the Disney animation movies, which, is, of course, because Disney's 100th anniversary is coming up, and I want to, try to review the first Disney movie on the 100th, on the day it turns 100 if I can. If I can't, then I can't, but I would really like to do it like that. So, Now, there's going to be some rules for the Sony Picture movies, that is. There's going to be some rules. You may be asking yourself, what kind of rules? Like, what do you mean by rules? Well, Sony Pictures has actually released a lot of animation movies even before Open Season came out. Open Season is the first movie I'm reviewing on the list, but technically they released like Monster House and other feature films before that. But this is the first one I'm reviewing because Google even says it's the first one. Technically it isn't, but there's just too many films, and personally, I don't know if I want to review the Monster House movie because I don't like horror movies, and, well, it's not really a super horror movie, like, it's not a super scary movie, but I still don't think, I feel like that's not really necessary to review it, so I'm not gonna probably review the movie, but, I might review it down the road, maybe, but right now, I'm not gonna review it, and there's other movies, too, that, like there's also La La Crocodile and all that, but I'm not counting live-action movies. The only ones I'm going to include are Goosebumps and all that, but the rest of them I'm not going to include. So, yeah, I'm going to try to focus on the animated movies. So, yeah, but I'm also I'm going to apologize for the Rise of Skywalker review. I kind of got a little, I was like all over the place with that review and all that, and I was just frustrated. Like, I was so frustrated with the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, I was just done with it. Like, I think I just cursed a little too much. I mean, I curse in my videos all the time, but I feel like I cursed a little too much in that review, but I'm not going to probably redo it because it took a long time to do that review, so I'm probably not gonna redo it, but I'm just letting you guys know I'm sorry for that review, but yeah, so anywho, now Sony Pictures too, I'm gonna talk about Sony Pictures real quick. I'm not really the biggest fan of their movies as much as Blue Sky and Pixar. I think Pixar and Blue Sky have better films, but, well, as for right now, I have not seen all of Sony Pictures movies, but I've seen a lot of them, and they don't feel like they're as good as, they're not as good as, a lot of them are, well, some of them are good, but as good as as Pixar and Blue Sky and all that, but a lot of them are not as good, so, like, they're still good, but they're not as good, so I don't know what I'm going to feel like when I'm done reviewing all these movies, but that's why I'm going to be reviewing all of them, because I want to see how decent Sony Pictures animation is, like, because I've done, Illumination, and obviously so far that one's at the very bottom of the list. I don't hate Illumination like other people, but I still don't find their films to be that memorable compared to other studios, but we're going to go ahead and talk about these movies here, but first we got to start with the very first one, which is Open Season. So, Open Season is the first movie on this list, and I gotta say, I'm gonna say right now, I am not the biggest fan of the open season movies, and I'm not the biggest fan. Like I compare them to Pixar's Car movies. Like they are very stale, and the whole company, like Pixar, made like three Cars movies and all that. They made 3 Cars movies, maybe 4 if you count Cars on the Road, but I'm not really sure if Cars had a 4th movie or if that's just a TV show. I'm not sure, but I do know that they're known as the stale a stale franchise, and Pixar, where Pixar produces mostly good stuff. Cars is kind of the stale franchise of that property. That goes for Sony Pictures Animation too. Open season movies are not my cup of tea. I don't really care for them too much. And this movie is no exception. This movie is definitely no exception. It's not awful. Like, it is not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I'm just not really the biggest fan of this movie. Basically, this movie right here is but this movie right here is basically it's basically kind of dull and boring. I feel like at times, I feel like the jokes don't hit very well. They mostly miss. There's a few jokes that got me some laughs in this movie, but I just feel like the humor in this movie is very just dried out and all that, and it's not very funny. Plus, we're stuck with a freaking annoying character, just like Cars. Cars has an annoying character, which is, Cars 2 does. Cars 1, Lightning McQueen was completely unlikable to the point where I despised him so much. And they do improve his character as it goes on, but it really hurts the movie. Here, it's kind of like that with Cars 2. See, Cars 2 has Mater. Mater's unlikable in Cars 2, but Mater's unlikable because he's annoying, not because he's annoying, not because he's a jerk. That goes for Elliot. Elliot is freaking annoying in this movie. Like, I find him annoying. I really do find him annoying in this movie. I don't think he's furious or anything, but he's definitely annoying. He feels like he just talks and talks and talks all the time, and all that. He gets Boo. He gets Boo in trouble, which is the bear. He gets Boo in trouble, and I'm just like, I just feel like, and there's even one point where he climbs up a freaking like a cliff and lets Boo fall down and all that. So clearly, it's kind of frustrating, with Elliot and all that. And then Boo himself, Boo's kind of frustrating too. Like he's not super frustrated, but there's times where he kind of, I guess he kind of gets irritated at, he gets irritated at, Elliot and all that for having him get abandoned here. He wasn't trying to abandon, he wasn't trying to get him taken into the woods. The reason why that happened is because Chuck, the villain, there's a villain in this movie, by the way, his name's Chuck, which, by the way, he's freaking hideous, but we'll talk about him in a second, but yeah, he basically is chasing him with a gun, and then Boo is trying to hide, Elliot's trying to hide in there with Boo, and Boo doesn't want that, and because Boo is upset about Elliot getting him in trouble and all that, but it's not like Elliot meant to harm Boo either. So clearly they're both kind of got their moments, but I don't think Boo is as unlikable as Elliot. I just think Elliot is just freaking annoying. Like, I think he's just a freaking annoying character and all that. And I'm just like, why do they have to make him so freaking annoying? Like, I don't really get that. And then now we could talk probably about the villain in this. And they can talk about the villain in this movie, but yeah, like I said, he looks really horrible looking. Like, he looks ugly. Like, honestly, the humans in this movie honestly don't look the best. They don't, not all of them look awful, but like, I feel like Boo's owner, like, she looks very, like, she doesn't look hideous, but her, like, face looks all stretched out. It looks really bad, like, at times. It doesn't look, like I said, it doesn't look hideous, but it does look very off. Like, I shouldn't say bad, but it looks off. And then, like, Chuck himself, the villain, he looks hideous, though. He definitely looks hideous. And apparently, he has an obsession with animals, killing them and all that. He drives all over the road and all that, and, but he drives all over the freaking road and, like, almost runs over people. Surprisingly, this guy isn't getting freaking arrested at this point. Like, he does drive all over the freaking road and all that, but he has an obsession with, like, because apparently he sees the animals walking on two and all that. He sees Elliot, grab a coffee and walks on two on the road and all that. Like, I really don't know how other people did not see that, like, because he was walking in the freaking town and all that. So I really don't know how he didn't see that, but, I mean, how other people didn't see that, but he did. I mean, yeah, he walked, I guess Elliot did walk right in front of his truck, but still, I'm like, I still don't really get that, I don't get that at all, but it does make him look kind of crazy if you think about it. It makes Chuck kind of look a bit crazy, and, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he's a threat. Like, I'm not gonna say he isn't a threat, because I think Chuck is a pretty good threat. Like, unlike Kylo Ren and all that from the sequel trilogy, which they turned his character into a complete joke, they actually do make him kind of threatening in this, and kind of somewhat goofy in this movie and all that. So, I do think they make him, an interesting character, but yeah, like, I don't really understand how he doesn't get freaking arrested, too, by he runs over, like, almost runs over people and so drives like a maniac. I just don't get that. I mean, there's a freaking sheriff, and he's literally sitting on his chair watching him drive by like a maniac. He's like, not again, and all that, so I really don't get that, and, like, I really don't get that, and, and then, like, he says the sheriff's gonna arrest him and all that for trying to kill a deer when it's not open season, and then he ends up disappearing. Like, I don't really get that. Like, I don't really get why he doesn't go like, the sheriff doesn't go after him, I mean, it makes the sheriff look like he does a shitty job at taking care of his freaking town, but I don't really know. I mean, I guess he did get Boo and Boo out of the store, but I don't know, it doesn't really make much sense, but yeah, so, I mean, clearly, there's some problems with this movie, and honestly, I feel like this movie just drags on at times. I really do think it drags on, like, with the humor and all that, and then, like, I told you guys the humor in this movie is very stale and all that, and then we got the animals themselves, which, by the way, are freaking assholes. If you think Boo is kind of a jerk to Elliot when Elliot's just trying to, help him find his way back home, these animals are fucking assholes. Like basically Boo's trying to climb up to a tree so he can get a better view of home where he lives. These fucking squirrels come out of nowhere and apparently hit him with nuts. And then, like, they just, like, the fucking deer are fucking assholes to Elliot and all. They're just all fucking assholes and all that. So I'm just like when they get their homes destroyed by Boo, when Boo crosses the dam and all that, the Beavers built, because the Beavers were also jerks too to Boo. I'm like, why should I care if they get fucking hunted? Why should I care, I mean, they just don't, they're just fucking assholes throughout the entire movie. And then, like, Boo comes back after seeing all these animals on walls and stuff, feeling bad for the animals. I'm like, why should you feel bad for them? Maybe Elliot, I can understand, because Elliot's just trying to help you, but the other animals were freaking assholes to you. Why should you feel bad for them? But he goes back and decides to, he decides to help them out and all that, and I feel like they don't really have any Regentimar, they just like they basically just like they treat Boo like the bad guy, and I know Boo destroyed their homes and all that and exposed them out in the open by doing that. But again, it's not like they were any better. They were treating them like crap and stuff and all that. So I'm like, I kind of wish they would at least apologize or something. But no, we don't see any of that in this movie. You don't see any of that. So yeah, but yeah. Also, apparently too, they apparently like to play with the bunnies. They like, which is kind of odd. Like apparently like Elliot's like throwing the bunnies like at Boo's window in the garage and all that, and then they later they play dodgeball at the end of the movie and all that. So I'm like, I don't really get why they treat the bunny like that. But the bunnies don't seem to mind though. I mean they just let the other animals bully them. So I don't know, but I just thought I would point that out because a lot of people when they review this movie they don't point that out. So I figured I'd point that out. But yeah, so But yeah, so I don't know what to really say. I mean, there's some things I do like about this movie, but I like the climax where they're scaring off the hunters. That's pretty cool, and I do like the dance scene. It's actually pretty cool too. But for the most part, this movie is just very, very stale. Like it is very stale, and it's just very stale. You know, I'm like I really don't care for this movie too much. I don't have a lot. I mean, it's not awful. It's just like there's not a lot to say about it that's actually good. I just feel like I go out of this movie just feeling like nothing. Like just feel nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a score. I'm gonna give this movie a bad and 28 points. Yes, it's getting 28 points and a bad. The reason why I'm giving it a bad, though, is, I'm giving it a bad, though, because this movie's just very forgettable. Like, honestly, I've forgotten, well, actually I didn't forget, but I quit watching this movie a long time ago. I actually watched this movie, a while back, and just was like, I mean, when I was little, I thought it was good, but as I got older, I just started just thinking this movie is very stale and all that, and I've seen the second one, but it's been years ago as well, and that movie, I remember not liking that one at all. I remember, like, just thinking it's completely forgettable, but I'll have to see when I actually watch the movie, but yeah, but I have not seen all of the third movie. I have not seen all. I remember watching it, but I don't think I ever watched all of the third movie. I don't remember why I didn't get to watch all of it, but I remember one day I was watching it and never got to finish it. So, yeah. So I can't tell you guys my thoughts on the third one, but I can't really tell you guys my thoughts on any of them because I haven't seen them in a while and all that, but I've seen the fourth one, though, and the fourth one I remember thinking it's the best one, but that was a long time ago, too, so I don't know. I'll just have to rewatch all of them and see for myself, but as for right now, yeah, this is not a very good start for Sony Pictures Animation. It's starting off with a bad, and I know they had other movies before that, but for their animation side, yeah, this is not a very good start. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a very good start, and I hope they do get better, but I will give this movie credit, though, that they actually got Patrick Warburton to voice one of the deer. I like Patrick Warburton. He's a great voice actor, and I'm glad he's in the movie voicing one of the deer. I think that's pretty cool. He only has a few lines, but I do think he's really cool, you know? I don't think his character is very cool. I think he's kind of unlikable, but the fact that they got him to voice one of the deer, that's pretty cool. As for the voice acting themselves, yeah, I don't think the voice acting is the best either. I mean, I think Elliot's voice actor it's okay, but it doesn't sound like the best, honestly. It sounds like when he's like I don't know, it just sounds kind of off at times. I'm not really sure who voices Elliot, but I know they also Boo's voice. I actually think Boo's voice is actually pretty good, though. It's not great, but it's actually pretty good, but I think Elliot's voice is probably the worst of them all, but I don't know, but I don't know if I have really much else to really say about this. Like I said, I just don't really care for this movie too much. I don't really care for it. I will point this out because I was trying something different for the Pixar movies and all that, trying my own thing for them. I don't know what I'm gonna do I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do anything for Sony Pictures, but I'll try to do something for DreamWorks. I'll try to give them their own style to make them stand out. But I'll try to do something to make them stand out. But see, like when it came to Pixar, I gave it like a bluish, like a light blue, like black, like background, like in my review stuff and all that. I gave it like a light blue background, and I gave it like white text to match the CGI castle intro. Now technically, I think it has a darker blue than that, but I was going more towards like the Incredibles intro because it has like a lightish blue effect. Because I was thinking about doing a dark blue, but I'm like, that's not gonna work because it's not gonna work because there's I feel like it'll just match the classic 1985 intro. So yeah, that's why I did that. But I don't know. I think I'm just gonna stick with this with Sony Pictures for animation for right now. Maybe I'll think of something down the road, but for right now, I think I'm just gonna stick with this. But anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and let this go though. So yeah, tell me what you guys think about this movie and all that, and I'll see you guys in the next review or another video. Anywho, bye bye.